Resident Evil.
Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome back to the next scenario for Resident Evil 1, the board game from Steam Forge Games. Last time we were on the first floor, East B, where Rebecca and Kenneth kind of ran around, did their thing, got their C item, and was a fun continuation of the original narrative from 2 or 3 or however many of these ago. It's been a while since I recorded this, unfortunately. That was pretty much the two of them finding a serum and then just being together doing something, which was really cool on how it seems to be working out so far, playing with the narratives and everything as we pull those cards, as we do events here and things along that ways. Anywho, with this being the second floor, Kenneth has decided to go upstairs because he either heard something or he wanted to check out something or whatever, and has now come across Chris Redfield. So they are going to be the ones that I will be going with for this particular scenario. We have our starting map right here. The growth for this is generally going to be like over here and over here. There's actually a door that needs to go here. One moment. There we go. Put that one right there. I think there's even a door right here. Wow, I missed the map doors. Okay, that should be it. That should be all of the doors now. Connecting new stuff here, new stuff here, new stuff here, new stuff here, new stuff here. The armor key is needed for this door, which is interesting because the shield key was needed in order to unlock this scenario. So you definitely need the shield key in order to do something for here. But now it's also showing the armor key. So that's 2 different keys we're going to need. Good thing that Kenneth has them on him already. Now he probably took these from, Rebecca, and it's like, hang on, I'm going to go ahead and check this out. Let me take those keys. Everything down here is unlocked, yada, yada, yada. And again, he's taking the armor key because, I mean, that's what unlocked that's what the one door is locked with. And then we have the shield key as well, because this is what was needed to unlock this scenario. So it only makes sense that he has it. He also has his Master of Knifing card, only for him as well, which is awesome. I love this ability. Rolls 1 red dice, does 1 damage or 2 damage on a crit. It has a range of 1. Otherwise, that you need to be in the same spot with the knife. So he is awesome with that. That is actually his second ability. His first ability is Chemist, where if he uses an herb that has 2 mixed to it, he's able to return one of those to his inventory instead of both of them going to a discard. So that's awesome. I also gave him the flamethrower, which has a maximum amount of 10 shots in it. I think I mentioned it in the last one where it's like I shouldn't even have given him the handgun. He doesn't need it. Flamethrower for taking care of zombies and bodies. Knife for taking care of dogs, crows, or anything else. So Kenneth is ready to go. And then back we are with Chris Redfield. We haven't seen this guy in a while. Headshot, if he happens to roll 2, or if he does 2 or more damage in a single hit, then he will decapitate. So if he does 3 shots with a handgun and 2 of them do 1 damage, then he decapitates. So it's gone. He doesn't come back as a corpse. He also has Survivor after he uses a defensive item, which is what we have here for the stun gun. We roll a black dice, and if it's a 4, 5, or 6, it comes back in his inventory. He doesn't actually use it. So that's useful right there. He has his lighter. He has all 4 of his kerosene, which is what he did have at the end of the last time we saw him. So all of this is the same. His health is the same. His kerosene is the same. I gave him these item loadouts. Shotgun's full. The handgun is full. And our B items are very important for here, which I'm going to go over momentarily when I talk about the scenario. And we have new stuff that went into the encounter deck and new stuff that went into the A deck. So why don't we go ahead and drop these guys on the board first. So Chris, I'm going to start all the way up here. This is the player 1 spot up there. The player 2 spot is down this side. So we're going to go ahead right here. Remember, if you have 3 or 4 players, you just spread them out between the 2. So at least there's going to be 1 character starting on each. If you have 3 players, then 2 can start here. If you have 4 players, then 2 start here, or 2 start down here. So that's how they're spread out. So with that said and done, everyone's on the field. We are all geared up and ready to go. Let's read about the area, our objective, and what we need to do to complete this scenario. Second floor, East B. By now, the storm outside is all but past. Not even the gentle patter of rain remaining. Yet the horrors within the mansion persist. Your senses are shot after so many shocks and scares, your limbs tired of fighting off monsters that prowl the rooms and corridors. Everything tells you the outlook is bleak, and the likelihood of surviving this nightmare is painfully low. Yet that won't stop you from fighting until your last breath. It's up to you and no one else to rescue your mission teammates and conquer this nightmare. Objectives. In this scenario, the characters must find an important item in order to progress. If the item C card for this scenario has been collected, the players can choose to successfully complete the scenario at any time. Special rules, statue puzzle. A character in the same square as a crest token can spend an action to place the token in an adjacent square on the same tile. If all 3 file cards have been collected and each crest token is in the position indicated by the corresponding card, a character in the same square as the objective token can spend an action to draw a card from the item C deck. Card decks. For the item A deck, shuffle 2 number 3 item A cards into the item A deck at the start of the scenario. The B item deck is made up of the Moon File, Star File, Sun File, and Grenade Launcher. Shuffle the number 4 encounter card into the encounter card deck at the start of this scenario. There are 4 exploration cards for this scenario, and if you have the Into the Darkness expansion, after completing this scenario, discover the second floor EC scenario for your map. Okay, so just really quickly with that puzzle that we were going to find, it is obviously somewhere else on the map that is not been discovered yet. We're going to walk into that. You're going to find crest tokens scattered throughout the room. I think it's in basically a 3x3 section like this. There are files within the B items here, and each one of those files will tell us where one of those crests needs to go. Now, where they are on the map are not going to be where they are. You'd have to be on the space with it, use an action to push it. You're basically pushing a statue. That's what it ideally is supposed to be, moving statues around to their correct spot. Once all 3 of them are in their right spot, then you would move to the spot with the token that would look like this with a little key on it. They'll see that once we actually unlock it, and then you'll be able to collect the C item, and then boom, we are done with the scenario. Now again, the B items are very, very important. We need all 3 of the files in order to be able to know where the crests go once we actually find them. We also need that grenade launcher because it is the next level weapon that we're going to get. And trust me, in the next scenario, spoiler alert, we're going to need it. Chris is going to start this thing off as being the number 1 player, so let's go ahead and begin the scenario with him facing off against the zombie up here and working his way down in order to collect the first of many B items. I can already tell moving this map around is going to be one big pain in the butt after another, but we are where we are. Okay, so we have Mr. Zombie right up in here. This is an archway which is connecting these 2 rooms together, so no matter what, this zombie is going to be going. So it's connecting here, here, and I think that's it. Yeah, because this is a wall that goes straight down in here. So these 2 spots here are their own separate things. So these are just connected. As much as I would love to run around and grab that A item, we're going to go ahead up this way. I am going to fire at the zombie first and try to lure it towards me. Maybe I can send it into corpse mode for right now and then burn it and then get out of here. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and fire off 2 bullets at the zombie and hope for the best. I'm definitely going to be doing my best to be as conservative with my ammo as possible, but hey, we'll see what happens. All right, so we got a push and a damage, which would then send it into corpse mode, because in this game, in Resident Evil 1, whenever you do 1 damage to a zombie, they become a corpse. So we fired twice, boom, boom, right there for that zombie. We had a push and a damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push him right over here because I will be able to activate the push first. And then he falls and becomes a corpse. I don't want corpses around for too long just because of Crimson Head problems and whatnot. So we're going to go ahead over here. We're going to use our second action. And I'm going to use one of Chris's kerosene in order to burn this zombie. So this corpse is gone, which is fine, off the board. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be the end of Chris's turn. Next turn, he'll come into here and try to get to that B item. Got space over here for any of those cards that are going to need those hit tokens on them in order to keep track of stuff. Otherwise, let's actually do this. I'll move this over here. We'll use this to keep track of things, and we'll use this for the discard pile. So first card we draw is cornered. Okay, locate the closest. The tile closest to the active character where there are enemies but no characters. Remove an enemy from the tile with the highest threat level and place them. Okay, so we have a teleporting zombie. It's exactly what this is. So the closest tile with an enemy is actually all the way down here with Kenneth. We have this one zombie that's like right here with him. And then she's just like, you know what? Screw this noise. We're going to jump through everything here, bloop, 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 and go all the way up here next to Chris. So now Chris has that zombie to deal with, but Kenneth, he's in the clear. Speaking of which, it is Kenneth's turn. He's like, okay, I guess that was a thing that just happened. Where's he gonna go? Maybe he'll, now that he is kind of clear from, this is not a wall. Ignore this. I will have 3D walls on here like this up here. If a wall is indicated, if you see any of these lines, ignore them completely. I will put walls on the here if necessary. Do I want him to go then over that way just to try to grab that B item and be done with it? Yeah, let's do that actually. 1, 2, open for 3, and I'd rather him have 4 full turns in order to go in. Well, it's only 1 draw. It could be 2 zombies, but they would spawn, anything would spawn here, like way, way away from him because he's going to be going on to a spot, but it could spawn on him as well. You know what? No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Let's jump on in for his 4th action. And then we'll go ahead and we'll draw 1, oops, get back here, 1 from the encounter deck. All right, let's see what we got here. We got, crows. So we get to spawn some crows. This was actually added in, I believe, last episode, or last one, 2 ago, something along that way. So we got some crows going in. Yeah, they're gonna fly in right here, and this is like the perfect thing for the knife, because if I can get Kenneth close, I can just stab at these guys until they're dead, and then pick up the A item, and then get out of here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and then once I get over here, I have 2 that I have to draw. Mind you, there's 2 corpses in this area, but hopefully, I mean, he can't burn them with the flamethrower, but, you know, we'll see if they get up or whatever, but he needs to get over here, grab that B item, and get out. The enemy reaction phase would happen right now, but we don't have to worry about anything because crows do not move, nor do they have an attack at anything other than whatever's in their space, so we are fine for right now. Until we draw a tension card. All clear. Fantastic. But there is a symbol on this, so the crows would get their special attack if they were triggered at the enemy phase, so I gotta watch out for that. On to Chris's turn. All right, so now as much as I want Chris to come up here and like open up the spot over this side just to see what this is and maybe like reconnect up with Kenneth like over here, I really don't want to have to deal with this person right now. No, they're in front of the door. They're in front of the door. So even if he turned around, shot her, and then went this way, it wouldn't really be that good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, opening this. Yes, I'm going to have a lot of movement right now with my, moving the map around, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to go in for 2. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go 3, and then I'll have 1 more action to deal with whatever it is that I pull from this encounter card. Which happens to be, boom, ignore the effects of any other encounter card drawn within the card and shuffle, place this card. Oh, okay, so this 1 little square is a safe room. Oh, okay, well that's actually rather annoying. I wish I didn't draw this right away, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna take this little star and I'm gonna put it here, pretty much saying that anything within here, I don't draw any any encounter cards for, even if it asks me to. That's, all right, so 1, good, that's great. So I'm glad nothing appeared in front of Chris in front of this small room, even though I got a double draw over there. I would rather pull that for this one, but great, there we go. All right, so that was open for 1, in for 2, close for 3, move 1 for 4. And we end his turn with Treacherous Footing. Place this card next to the active character's tile. It remains in play for the rest of the scenario. If a character begins their turn on this tile, they can only make 3 actions. Oh, that's fun. So that card is actually removed from the tension deck. And now with this little token here that I found, I know that I only have 3 actions on this little square. So, all right, over to Kenneth. I actually forgot that I had these little tokens right here that gave you reminders about, you know, certain tension cards that you pull and everything. There's like a whole bunch of them that came with this game and some of the expansions, things along that way. So now that I remember that I had them, I'm going to start using them. So that's why I know I only get 3 actions while I'm in this little square here. Makes me wonder what I want to do with Chris. But it doesn't matter. It is Kenneth's turn. Kenneth is going to take 1 step forward right here, and he's going to swing wildly at these crows because his knife gives him a range of 1 ability. So he's going to go ahead and start stabbing at them, saving his flamethrower. Doesn't have to worry about that. We'll be rolling a red dice, and if I can kill them in 1, then I can go 2, 3, pick up this A item, and then I'm not sure what I want to do from there. All I know is I want to kill the crows first, and I think in order to do that, I have to get a hit off. There we are. So that's That's what I need in order to kill the crows. Those will always do 1 damage with the knife. That would do 2 damage, but that's why I rolled 1 damage. One quick knife shot was able to destroy those birds in 1 hit. All right, so using my Master of Knifing, that's good. So that was 1, stab for 2, up for 3, and we're just going to pick up this A item for 4. He does have the inventory space, so I'm going to do that. And from there, Kenneth gets a green herb. We're just going to plop that. So I want to combine. I can continue to combine it. That's fine, because this would then heal 1, 2, 3. This would heal 4, which is a full heal. So I want to do that. You know, we're going to leave it to the side for right now. I'm not going to put it there. If I need to, I'll combine it and just go from that point on. So, as I said, that's our Master of Knifing. We did that. Kenneth has taken his 4 actions. Tragic Echoes. Locate the closest zombie to the active character and place an A token. Oh, man, I would have loved... Oh, no, I know where that is. Okay, characters can't make a search action. Remove the token. When the zombie is killed, leave the token in the square. Okay, I can do that. We have the zombie from all the way up here that teleported, so, I mean, it's really like on the zombie, so I just gotta remember that that A item that she is carrying will just kind of follow her along, and once she goes down, then she drops the item and I can pick it up. So now it's a matter of, is it worth it then for Chris to just kind of backtrack to kill that to get the item? I mean, he only has 2 inventory slots on him. Nothing he can really use to get any. No, we're not going to do that. 3 actions. 1, 2. I don't really. The problem is if I start here on my next turn, I only get 3 actions, which means I could jump in here and I only have 2 actions to deal with whatever. We got a spawn point here, and I bet you that would be a spawn point there. Yep, that would be a spawn point there. You know what? Let's take the chance. 3. So there we are. We're on 3. The B item is literally right in front of him. So if anything, you can jump into it, grab it, and then kind of run away. But I do need to do a double pull for this and see what possibly spawns in this room. Risk versus reward, right? First is, after resolving all spawn entries on cards drawn for this, replace the closest corpse with a zombie. Okay, so nothing has spawned yet. Discard this card without effect. Wow, Chris, you got so lucky. Oh my goodness. So the corpse that turned into a zombie is actually down off camera right now. I'll do that once I do Kenneth's turn, but man, you're getting so lucky, Chris. That is insane. Let's see what you get in your tension. An all clear. You know what? I think it's the first time that's true. It truly is all clear for Chris. So this corpse right here actually gets up and becomes a zombie. So now we actually have not a lot of corpses around, but we definitely have a bunch of zombies. I need to get to that B item. That B item is like very, very important. I can go 1, 2, open for 3. But then what I need to do is kill this. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to go 1. I'm going to open this door for 2 so I can go at it later. So that's just going to stand here open. And then we're going to go 3, 4. Kenneth's next turn, he'll open this door for 1, walk through for 2, do his spawn, and then he can use his flamethrower to clear out the room, and then just make it so he gets the B item, come back, and just go straight up into here. That sounds like a good plan. That sounds like a good plan. Gunshots in the distance. Draw cards from the encounter deck until you, until you draw a spawn entry card. Place that encounter in the discard pile and then shuffle. Okay, so this is now out of the game. This gunshots in the distance is now out of the game. This is from the director's cut. As I mentioned before with everything, if you're new here, this is just kind of how I've been working it. Anything I pull from the director's cut gets a 1 shot in the deck, will not get shuffled back in. Now, the way gunshot in the distance works is I draw from here after resolving all spawn entry cards, draw. Okay, so that is not an encounter card. Now we flip. Spawn 2 zombies. This then goes to the discard pile. This, come back here, gets shuffled back in. And that's how that works. And I knocked over a bunch of things over here. I apologize, but it basically represents one of the other members of the stars that we have rescued, killing something way, way, way in the distance, quote unquote. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Now, if we ever go back through this, of course, what I just discarded will get shuffled back in. But hey, we don't have to worry about 2 zombies spawning. So that was actually a really good thing. So much fun moving the map back and forth. So we're going to go 1, onto the B item right here. We're going to pick up the B item for 2, and then we're going to go 3. Do I want to just keep going? 4. Okay, so that's fine. So that's what we're doing. So we picked up the B item. Whatever it is, just goes right into our inventory is fine. And we're going to go back here. Yes, we only get 3 moves on Chris's next turn to get him to the door. I want to just do this part over here because Kenneth is going to come over here next. I kind of want the 2 of them just kind of clear out this area together, and then one can go up here and the other can go down here. I'm getting tired of moving this map around so much because it's so annoying. But at the same time, Chris can come up, kill that one, and then hopefully all this will open up, and then we'll figure it out from there. First, Chris gets to draw a B item, which happens to be... Oh, he gets the grenade launcher. Oh, that's amazing. He got the heavy attack first. Grenade launcher rolls 1 red dice, does a massive amount of damage. The critical hit doesn't really do much. I would expect that to do more, which is odd, and just pushes. But a standard bullet hit will do 3 damage. A push hit will do 2, and it just spreads amongst all of the map. That is insane. Okay, so that means that the B items are all files. And when I pick that up, I'll show you what I'm going to do with those in a moment. But until then, Chris ends with Overrun. Great. Place this card right here. Going to have 3 wound tokens. Each time an enemy is killed or corpse removed by kerosene, discard 1. If this is still here at the end of the game, then 2 are going to be added to the danger level. Thank God it's this early, so this way I can get rid of this early, because this could be really, really bad. Especially because at the end of this particular scenario, our danger level is absolutely going up into the orange. Now, Kenneth. All right, dude, here we go. We're going in on this. We're going to open up this door for 1. I'll actually spin it around this way. Enter for 2. So now we're in the room right here with a zombie on this side. And up and around, we have a corpse over here. And we have a double spawn. So at least we know we're not drawing 2 zombies. Well, in theory, we're not drawing 2 zombies. We got a spawn point here, and I think you're on one, Ken. Of course, Ken is on his spawn point. Why wouldn't he be? All right, so first one, spawn 2 corpses, so that's all fun. I have no lighter to take care of those. And spawn a zombie in the active character square right where I am. Oh, great. Going to be using that flamethrower immediately, apparently. All right, so we know the zombie is right there. We have another corpse. This spot is getting very crowded. And then we'll put the other corpse right here. So we got 2 corpses on our way to the B item. We got 1 corpse where we're standing, which is terrible. And then we got a zombie that has spawned with us as well. So what Kenneth is going to do first, he's going to turn to this zombie. He's going to unload on him with the flamethrower. Upon doing that, this zombie will then move into the same space through a reaction, and then Kenneth will turn and unload on him with the flamethrower. So it's going to be 2 flamethrower shots that he's going to be using right now. If he kills both of them, then they won't leave any corpses. However, the problem is that we still have a bunch of corpses here in this particular hallway that I would have loved if Chris could have came down in order to take care of, but it is what it is. So now, even if I miss on this shot, the good thing about the flamethrower is that it spreads, but that's fine. Okay, so again, we burned the 1, it dies. The other one moved into the spot. Now we're going to do our our 4th action. This is it. Final action. We have to kill it. There we are. Okay, cool. So then that one burninates as well. So both of those zombies are gone. Raging Inferno here, gone. He responds by walking in. Continuing with the spray, boom, and he is gone as well. Flamethrowers does not leave any corpses. However, the problem is that you can't use the flamethrower to burn a corpse. That is how it is. That's the rule. You couldn't use it in the game. You couldn't do it here. That's FYI type deal. So we opened 2, burn for 3, burn for 4. That is the end of Kenneth's turn. At least he got rid of 2 of these, which is fine by killing things. Tension deck, all clear. Is it now? Is it? I spend the time to move everything around here, but all Chris is going to be able to do is 1, 2, 3 at this point, because so long as I'm on this tile, I can only take 3 moves, which also means next turn, I can go 1 to open, shoot, and move in, or do I move in and then shoot? Maybe I do that instead, just because I want to not be on this tile at the beginning of his next turn, so I can have the most amount of things to do on on his turn. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, all clear. And again, with Kenneth here, the problem now is that he's going to have to go just one. Now, I didn't have to roll on this because this happened at the... Did I have to roll on it? I mean, I guess, you know what? I think I did have to roll on this at some point during his turn. Someone out there might have told me whatever. So I'm going to roll on it now. It's a 5, so it's fine. As long as I don't roll the umbrella symbol, I'm okay. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, and unfortunately I am ending my turn over here on this one. So we're going to roll, and it does not become a zombie. Now, it's going to be very dangerous if any of these become zombies, but I think I'll be a little bit in better position because at least I can use the flamethrower in order to kill it. Yeah, so that's it for Kenneth. What's his? Smashed Asunder. Replace the closest non-locked door with an archway. Then remove this card from the deck for the rest of the scenario. I would also spawn a zombie if there wasn't any. That's fine. Then because of that, this right here becomes an archway. So now this is permanently linked. So if either of these ever stand up to become something bad, like a Crimson Head, which I'm sure is going to happen, then they're going to immediately start running out this door. All right, so Chris gets 3 actions from where he is right here because of this spot. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up for 1. I'm going to walk in for 2. And I'm just going to, I know I shouldn't do this early in it, but I'm going to take a shotgun right to her face. I have the grenade launcher. I'll be all right. I have plenty that should be able to gain extra ammo or things back or whatever, but I want the highest chance possible to just blow her away and get her out of here, not drop a corpse, and then possibly pick up a really good A item in the process. All right, here we go. Let's give this thing a whirl. Boom! Shakalaka, away she goes. Her head goes flying. Whoa, out of the game that goes. Well, for now, until the zombies start coming back. That's going to be the end of Chris's turn right here. On his next turn, he'll go 1, pick up for 2, open for 3, and then I would just probably populate this anyway because I really just want to see what's here, see what we have to deal with, and then go from there. We'll worry about that A item next Chris's turn. We now have an all clear. I don't like drawing all these so soon. There's a lot of bad things in here. I look forward to not having to move this map around so much. All right, so we're going to go 1. That ends a turn on Kenneth, so we got a lot of rolling to do, so does not get up. Number 2 picks this up. That's an action. Does not get up. Number 3. So it was 1, pick up for 2, move for 3. Does not get up. 4. Wow, okay, so he just carefully tiptoed himself up, picked up the item, and carefully tiptoed himself back. Oh, that's some sneaky stealth work there, Ken. Nicely done. Okay, so now we know that whatever he pulls here is going to be one of those files. So the first file that he pulls is the moon file. And basically what this is showing is it's showing where the moon crest should end up whenever we find this particular room. Now it says equip key. I'm going to put it here for right now, but I also am going to say that if push comes to shove, this wouldn't actually go into my equipment slot. Why? Because whenever you played the actual games, files like this had their own separate inventory slot. Like they didn't take up any of your main inventory. I'm going to leave it for right now because right now it doesn't bother me at all. And hopefully I'll maybe be able to find a, an item box at some point to kind of offload some things here. Plus I got to get rid of these keys and all kinds of other stuff like that. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it for right there. If I need to, I will get rid of it, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, all clear for Ken, and now off to Chris. All right, Mr. Redfield, we're going to go up. We're going to pick up that A for 2. We're going to open this door for 3. That's whatever. Let's just open it this way. And then let's just take the A item first. Let's see what he gets. Kind of curious what he gets. 1, 2, 3, green herb. That's actually not that great. I can give it to Kenneth at some point to kind of open up some inventory, but I would rather have had some type of healing at this point in order to be able to get rid of some stuff. But hey, you know, we'll go from there. And where are we going for our 4th action? Boom! Into an unexplored room. This is exploration card number 2. All right. Okay, so as you can see here, we came in through the upper left portion, so we are on a space with a corpse. Yay. And we're gonna have to draw a 1 encountered point for this hallway, but there is the other B item, which is cool. Kenneth is not that far away either, so maybe he can come up and help us. He does have an inventory space that we can kind of use. We got to get that B item. We have to get that B item. We have to do the double pull. The A item and kind of take it or leave it right now, but there's no other things here. So as soon as we get this B item, we don't have to come back to this section of the map for the rest of the scenario. All right, so here we go up here. I'm going to go ahead and do our first pull. This will trigger before he would roll the stand up for this corpse. So if nothing spawns, which I can't be getting that lucky throughout this entire thing, then hooray, hurrah, all that in between. Otherwise, we'll see what else spawns. We have a spawn point here and a spawn point there. All right, what do we got? Scuba. Spawn a corpse. Place a yellow and explore token on this tile. Well, in theory, I'm never going to have to come back one, but corpses are terrible. All right. I forgot that I had removed one of his kerosene tokens from before. So we got a corpse right here, right next to us. We're on a corpse. We're ending his turn. We don't have any more things left. Nothing gets up, which is good. On Chris's next turn, should nothing actually stand up, his first 2 actions are going to be burning these corpses because they got to get out of here. And then he can make his way around. So that's fine. That'll buy him some time before Kenneth can move himself up to where he is. With that said, Chris draws an all clear, and then Kenneth will take his turn. All right, Kenneth's just going to be simply 1, 2, 3. He does end his turn here with the corpse, so we'll roll it in here. It's still nothing getting up. And 4. So he's just going to be making his way now up this way in order to meet up with Chris in this room. And then between the two of them, watching each other's back and doing things, they'll be able to get a few things done together. All right, Ken is all clear. I don't like getting all these all clears. All the bad things are going to happen at once. At least they'll be together. All right, and as I said, with Chris's turn, his first 2 moves are going to be to get rid of this and this corpse. So that's going to be 2 uses of his kerosene, 1 and 2 right there. And then it's going to be 3 and 4 for the remainder of his turn. So both of these are gone. So now we've done only 1 kerosene. So we got to hope to find a kerosene container within this A here. Let's go ahead and get rid of Overrun because that is now finished. And he will draw for the end of his turn another all clear. I like having the all clears, but it is what it is. All right, I don't have it. It's a little bit off camera down here, but this door is open, which is going to make it easier for them to kind of swing up and around. Kenneth is just going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to trigger the double pull from here. And then hopefully, depending on where things spawn, which are going to be either in his spot or all the way up here, he'll be able to take care of it now, or, well, we'll see. We shall see. 2 pulls. All right, our first enemy in the room is a zombie, so that's going to go all the way on the other end. And our second pull in the room is after resolving all spawn entries on this car, blah, 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 replace the closest corpse with the Crimson Head. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. So first, the zombie is going to go all the way up here, but then just off camera down here, this one corpse is going to be standing up into a Crimson Head, which is not good at all. So that means any movement that's linked between any of these, he's going to come running right in because this is an archway. So if they need to come back down this way in order to get out this way, they got to deal with the Crimson Head. I don't think I want to do that. And the problem also is, well, the first thing I got to do is end Kenneth's turn by drawing from the tension deck, which is an all clear. Maybe not the best thing because the zombie then now has a long range attack, right? Based off of that one? Yes, that will trigger the zombie's long-range attack, which is really just 1 extra space, but even still. So actually, the enemies are going to get a response beforehand because they came in during the encounter phase. So he actually moves up 1, and the Crimson Head you don't see is actually in the room right below Ken right here. It has already made its move. Now, we did all that. It's Chris's turn. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. I don't want to open this door because the second I open this door, it's going to be able to link everything else together. And I don't want to stand on this B item because, you know what? Yes, I'm going to stand here on the B item. I'm going to see what I can do then. Maybe Chris will be able to pick it up on his turn. I'm not too sure, but at least he's here ready to go. That's his fourth and final action. Here we go. Flip. Crimson Rage. Remove the closest corpse and replace it with a Crimson Head. That hallway that Kenneth was in is loaded with Crimson Heads now. I knew it. So this is the next closest zombie. I would just go by spaces away, not this one, because I'd have to go all the way up and around in order to get it. So this is the next closest corpse, which becomes the second Crimson Head right there. It is now Ken's turn. Ken's going to take one action to slam the door shut. So this way, those two Crimson Heads that are running around down over here can just stay there. Leave them alone. I'm never going to come back this way again. I've determined that we're not going to bother. You, Mr. Zombie up here, we're going to go ahead and turn, and we will flamethrower you for 1. I can then go 2, open for 3, and walk here for 4. Should the flamethrower, actually no, I'm sorry. 1, burn for 2, move for 3. Do I want to do that? No, we'll do 1, 2, open for 3. I'm going to open up this door. If it actually would open for me, there we go. I move in here for 4. Now it is the end of Kenneth's turn. Zombie's going to motion in this way. This will actually open up a trade sequence between these two, so I can give him the green herb. Chris can pick this up and then hopefully get in here and take out that zombie before it moves in. And even if it moves in, Kenneth can fire it off with its flamethrower next round. Strategy with the 2 here. Strategy with the 2. Diseased Claws. Place this card. Great. Attention to it with 4 wound tokens on it. If a character is hit by an attack, they are poisoned. At the end of each character's turn, discard a token. So this is here. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 on here. Great, with a zombie right next to us. And now technically this is the end of Kenneth's turn, so one of these comes off. I got that officially confirmed from Sherwin on BGG. That's how that card works. That is an official statement. So now it's like Chris, Kenneth, Chris, and then this is gone. So action number 1 between these two is that Chris is going to give Kenneth this green herb, to which Kenneth is immediately going to combine the 2 of them together into 1. So this way, they each have an open spot. Action number 2, he's going to pick up the B item, which is going to be another file that we know, and this is the star files. Now we have the moon file and the star file. The star file shows where the star crest needs to be. All right, so we pick that up. Goodbye, B item. There's one more B item somewhere in the game. It's obviously in the other area. So then we'll go 3 right here, and then Chris is just going to take 3 shots. Might as well just use my handgun while I have it, and fire off the zombie in hopes to kill him. I would like him just to be a corpse or something else, or just get out of the door, out of the way. 3 shots may not be the most efficient use of my ammo, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, at least, okay, so that's good. That's perfect. That's 2 pushes and a single damage. It was kind of like I wanted to roll as many dice as I can in order to hope to get 2 shots in order to decapitate it, but that's fine. I'm okay with doing this. Gets it out of the way, and we don't have to worry about it. So there's 3 shots that he fires off, goes 1, 2, and then he goes down like so. All right, that is the end of Chris's turn. There is a corpse here, but I'm not going to worry about burning that up. I now just kind of want to go up and around and back down. It's just going to be easier that way. And then Chris will draw, all clear. And now what are you going to do? And this also ends Chris's turn. Ken's turn. Honestly, if it wasn't for Crimson Head Hallway down there, I would like to have had the shortcut, but what are you going to do? And I got to go through the room that has 3 on it as well. Granted, I could go over here and open up that area, but I really want to unlock this door because he has his keys, and the item box got to be over here somewhere because there's no other open space here, and there's always at least 1 item box in an area. Sorry, A item, I'm not going to bother. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Ken. That's going to be the end of his turn here, and he draws an all clear. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Chris, and this is pretty much going to be the 2 of them following around doing this way. And I'm fine with this gone as well, so that's good. Next, we have reanimate. Locate the closest corpse to the active care, remove the corpse, and spawn a zombie. Okay. Guess who's standing up now? This dude right there. Isn't that fun? So he wouldn't get a reaction because that's the end of it already. These 2 are going to be out of this room by the time he gets to the door, so they'll just kind of shut him in and whatnot. So Ken, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the room that are only 3. Zombie, I'll catch you, I will. And boosh, virtual and blood. Okay, while this card is in play, always use the printed symbols. Each time an enemy is killed, discard a token. How many tokens? 6. Of course, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got to kill enemies, not just burn them. We got to kill them. So that's going to be in play until we start clearing out enemies. Now, Chris is going to be one behind because he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now he'll always be a little bit behind Ken until he actually does something. Actually, no. He'll start with 4 turns while Ken has 3. All clear. Not that it matters because it'll always be that like X symbol there no matter what. Oh man, 1, 2, 3. That's it for Ken right there. All right, this is just a back and forth. Mission update, draw a mission card. All right, cool, that'll break up the monotony of what's going on right now. All right, drawing from the top mission card, we find Screams. Draw up to 5 cards, that'll be from the encounter deck. If this character found 3 or more magnifying glass, draw a card from the item deck and place it in the item box. If any of the cards drawn have the star symbol on it, draw a card from the survivor deck and place it in reserve. If the character was killed or abandoned the mission, draw a card from the survivor deck and they are dead. So it's either somebody is dead or we find somebody new. Oh, and I have draw up to 5 until I find the magnifying glass. But who am I going to bring with this? Other than Brad, I don't have anybody with a reserve ability, so we're just going to take Barry. Barry's at full health. He can take several hits. I draw up to 5 cards, and I need to find 3 or more of those magnifying glasses. So I'm pretty confident. I pulled a lot of cards that have like damage to them and everything, not a lot of magnifying glass. So if I find 3 or more, then I will get an item box. If any of them have the star symbol on it, I find somebody from the reserve deck. So let's actually also pop the A item deck right here just to see what we get. Hopefully we'll get something. The idea is we get something. So here we go. First draw, number 1. Boom. That's okay. That is a mission redraw. So this is now null and void and it's gone, and we draw a new card from the mission deck. All right, so what do we got here? We have Above and Beyond. What is this? Draw cards until this character finds 3 or more magnifying glasses or abandons the mission. If this character finds 3 or more magnifying glasses or a card with the star symbol on it, replace their profile with the advance. Oh, I can get Advanced Berry. Oh, I can get Advanced Berry from this. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so 3 or more. I got 3 or more in order to find the magnifying glass. So here we go. Let's see. Here's our first one. All right, so Barry has taken 1 wound, unfortunately. That's okay. We'll flip it this way. But we have 1. So that's number 2. That's it. That's awesome. That's awesome. He heals, actually, because the green is actually him healing. That's awesome. So now he is back full health. I have to draw 3 because of it. That's it. Perfect. Oh, we get Advanced Berry. So now this Barry Burton card is replaced by Advanced Berry. He gets Reassuring Presence. Once per turn, when Barry kills an enemy with an attack, he can choose a tension card from the discard pile and shuffle back to the deck. Put more all clears in. Headstrong. Once per turn, when Barry moves into a square containing another model, which is anything, he can resolve a push against that model, moving probably his allies around or just knocking enemies around. He loses his other abilities, by the way, so the get away from you and the accurate do not happen anymore. But still, that's some awesome stuff. Okay, so this was awesome. This was worth it. I wish we had found somebody else, but I'll take Advanced Berry for sure. Glad I took a little recording break because I completely forgot whose turn that was that did the mission update. That was going to be Kenneth. So now it is Chris's turn. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 right on the same space as Kenneth right there. Now they're both going to start their next turns with only 3 actions because they're on this spot. But at least we know we're actually never going to come back to this area once we get down over here and open up this door, and kind of explore this area. Though I do wish I could probably find more A items in the hopes to be able to get like kerosene containers and everything to refill up Chris, but I think we'll be okay for right now. Let's draw, speaking of which, let's draw Chris, all clear. All right, Ken, you're going to go ahead and open this door for us with a 1, 2, and a 3, and this is going to be your entire turn right here because, again, you only have 3 actions because of this room. All right, and now Ken flips Sinister Echoes. Places this card next to the attention tab with 4 wound tokens on it. Character makes an attack while this card is in play. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of each character's turn, discard a token. Okay, well, this isn't going to last very long. I'm actually going to put it over here on top of that. And it's going to be pretty much the end of Kenneth's turn. We're going to burn this out before anything comes, so I'll be more than fine by that. Or at least maybe, because, you know, we got to draw at least one from this entire area right here. In order to, whoops, get back here, in order to see what spawns in this room. I also forgot to put this up here. Not like we're going back to that area, but whatever. 1, 2, I'm going to go 3 and just jump right in here anyway and spawn this one card just to get it out of the way. We do have a spawn right next to Chris, one right there, and I think that's it. Yep, it's just those 2. Which side were you on? You were on this side. Okay, so you were connected over this way. All right, fine. All right, Chris, what did you find? You found, locate the closest tile to the active character that contains 1 or more enemies and at least 1 non-locked door. Open every, oh no, oh no, Crimson Head. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. So this Crimson Head here has just been kind of chilling out. This door is already open. This door now just swings open, kaplunk. And this Crimson Head is like, oh, wait, I smell meat, which is really, really bad. We got to run down here as fast as we can and shut this door before this guy comes here. So he's going to move 1. Now it's a timer to get down here before he comes through. And I don't think that's going to happen because every time one of our guys moves, so does the Crimson Head. Actually, there's a guy right over here as well that you can't see, and he's another one that's going to move. I still need to shut the door because I don't want to deal with both Crimson Heads. But yeah, this guy right here, right there, that's going to be the problem. Oh my God, that was awful. And we're going to end up probably using some shot or whatever before that goes away. Oh, and Murder of Crows. The active character must pass a evade roll. If they fail, they suffer 1 damage. We're not on the teeth, the orange set anyway. So we'll just do this right here. Did we pass? We passed. Okay, and if we didn't, we would have taken a damage. So, Ken, go. Okay. 1. We got to burn turns here in order to be able to do stuff. Because I go 2, 2, 3, and he's in the room 3. 4th would be able to shoot him, but I can't do that yet. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to actually use his second action to unlock this door right here. Come on, Chris, excuse me, out of the way. With the armor key. So click, click, clack. That's done and open with. We unlocked it and it opens at the same time. Yeah, so that's all part of one action right there. So that's action number 2. Action number 3, he's going to move here, which is going to move the Crimson Head 1. Actually, this guy on this side you can't see, but he's moved 2 as well. Action number 4, he's going to pop open this door. So now both of the doors are open for them to do the map extension. They're both 2 different map cards. This is number 1. This is number 3 right here. This Crimson Head's going to come in here. He's going to make a mess of everything at this point, considering I have to still burn 1 more turn before that Sinister Echoes goes away. So this is going to be the end of Kenneth's turn. Crimson Head's going to be right here. The other guy is kind of slowly moving in down over in this area. Oh, that was an awful encounter card. Waterlog. Place this card next to the active character. Remains in play. Characters cannot use kerosene tokens on this tile. That is... Oh, man. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these kerosene containers, and at one point I'm going to color it blue as like kind of representation of water, because there's no like little token like this to say waterlog. I figured there should be in order to remind me that this particular set is waterlogged. But I mean, not that he's going to leave a corpse, because if he's dead completely. But otherwise that's how, oh, this is going to be terrible, because now it's the end of his turn. No, I did all the movements. Now it's Chris's turn. I cannot fire my weapon until the end of Chris's turn, and that Crimson Head is way too close for comfort. Oh, man. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Honestly, the best thing for me to do right now is just kind of open up the area here, see exactly what we have to work with, and then we'll just kind of bob and weave. Kenneth has plenty of things in order to heal, so bob and weave around this Crimson Head until Kenneth's next turn. Kenneth can like burn him or something along that way. So Chris is just going to go 1 and open up spot 3. Well, good news, bad news to it all. We're coming in from the part up in the upper right that says armor key. We are in a space with a item box, which is great. We'll be able to drop some stuff off and figure stuff out from here. Bad news is that there is a double pull right here, and our last B item, which is in that spot, is a triple pull. So we got a lot of things in order to try to kill, but we have to still wait 1 turn for that stupid Sinister Echoes card to, to stop. So, yeah. Oh, boy. Here we go. Yeah, so we're right here. This is going to be number 4. Number 1 is still over here that Kenneth can kind of dive through or whatever, and we can fill out the whole spot down this way. But I think Kenneth's going to just kind of start backing up a little bit in order to get to the items box in a few rounds and almost stand his ground against the Crimson Head, who's actually going to move forward 1 as well because Chris was able to do it. I don't think I can stand it anymore. I think I have to, well, first let me do my pulls, see what these 2 encounters are, and then I may have to shoot my weapon at least once in order to get rid of something. All right, first pull, we got, after resolving all spawn entries, draw, blah, 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 place the closest corpse with a zombie. That is actually all the way back in that hallway. So that'll become a zombie, better than a Crimson Head at this point. Spawn a dog! Right, this is the original one. The newest card that we added to the deck was another Spawn of Cerberus. It would say number 4 in there. But yeah, there you go. So we got another zombie and a dog to have to worry about. You don't see the zombie because it's off camera, but it's there in order for my own records. There are no more corpses anywhere on the board right now. It's all zombies or Crimson Heads or something along that ways. And our dog is going to spawn right next to us. And we still have actions. We have several. I moved in for 1, and that's really it. If I shoot, the dog is going to attack me because it's going to do the better of its attacks because of the virulent blood. And that means it's going to do 1 damage to me regardless of anything. But yeah, all right, we have to do something because if I fire, I'm gonna have to draw an encounter card. Let me get rid of this at least. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the grenade launcher. Bloop, I'm gonna fire 1 grenade at the Crimson Head. Crimson Heads, they have 2 health. So if I do the little line or whatever, or the bullets, then I immediately kill it. That's fine. I have to get rid of this thing. I have to kill this thing. Come on, Chris. Come on. Don't fail us now. Please, please, please. There we are. I mean, that's a massive hit. That's 3 hits to it. But, I mean, I'll take it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Kill it. So we're going to resolve the attack in a moment. But I do need to draw from the encounter deck. Spawn of Cerberus. I just brought another dog into the mix. And that's the number 4, the new one that got added in. Oh, joy. All right, so zombie is blown away. Goodbye. Goodbye, Crimson Head, which is good. I'll take 1 off of the virtual blood. He'll actually react and get on top of me, and then another dog will spawn in right next to him. Oh, no. I don't want to shoot anymore. That was 1. I shot for 2. I'm going to run away. I'm just going to kind of do this right here. We're going to roll. All right, so I made the evasion. That's good. So we'll move back in, and I'm literally just going to slam the door. Boom. Because I was here. No, I was here because I walked in for 1. I fired. I walked out for 2, and I shut the door on the dog's faces. The other zombie, the other Crimson Head, moves forward 1, so that's fine. Yeah, that's this. I have to do it. So the other Crimson Head is right down in here. That's the end of Chris's turn right now. He's gonna move again as a reaction. So he's making his way up to his area. Actually, this door is over here. He still has 1 more move to get up and in. Kenneth is literally just gonna come over here and fire at him in the next turn. All right, so we got the virtual blood. We killed that. That's fine. 1 down, 5 to go. This is the end of Chris's turn, so now we can fire our weapons without anything worried about going off. End of Chris's turn. That's not all clear. Now it's a lie. Now it's a lie. All right, Kenneth's going to go 1. Zombie's going to move for 1. He's going to turn, and he's going to... I can't shoot. I can't shoot at all. Oh, because I don't have a handgun. Oh no, I can't shoot at all. All right, so we moved for 1. Zombie moved in. Moved back for 2. Zombie moves in. I'm actually going to move down for 3 and let him move up, and then I'll have Chris take him out next turn. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Down for 3. So we'll open up this whole area down here. He'll go on up. I need to go back and get that B item, but at least we're gonna open this up and explore this area. All right, this one isn't the worst. I do have to do 1 pull, and there is an A item here, but then that just opens up to the 4th and final unexplored area that you can see up there for the number 4, and that's probably where we're going to find everything. We still need to go back and get that B item. We have to. All right, so we just got pretty much everything down here that we have to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and take this off and do our 1 encounter. The Crimson Head has already moved himself up this way, right? I believe that's all it was. Move down. And Kenneth could move again, but then the Crimson Head will move into it. I may just have Kenneth end his turn right here and let the Crimson Head move over, let Chris shoot him, and then Chris can turn around and start attacking the dogs. I don't know. Let's see what spawns first. All right, here we go. We got spawn a zombie, search the encounter deck pile for any cards with the spawn entries that spawn Cerberus and shuffle. So I have to, okay, so what I gotta do now is go through the discard pile and take all of the dogs that I just did, which I believe those were the only 2, because they would include the ones I even pulled for the mission. Yep. And these 2 are going to get shuffled back into here, and a zombie comes onto the field. Fun. All right, zombie is right here then, and I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to end Kenneth's turn, so this zombie will lurch forward. This Crimson Head will lurch right here. Again, this is a whole waterlogged area. I could try to kill this guy and get rid of him, which wouldn't be a bad idea for Virtual Blood. But with this door open, he's going to take a reaction and move on to Kenneth's space as soon as I fire at this Crimson Head here with Chris, who's probably going to use another grenade round, actually. And there's another zombie kind of moving his way around over on the side over here. I'm going to try to close this door as fast as I can, just so I don't have to deal with him ever. Which is usually a good idea, but you know, obviously the best laid plans blow apart. We got it all clear, but we're not really all clear at all because we got a lot of bad things happening. Chris's turn right now. He has to do it. He has to. We got to do another grenade launcher. We got to do another bolt right at him. Little blast right there. This will go back up to 6 at the end of the round, so that's fine if I don't use any more grenade rounds or whatever. I can't take the chance of doing like 1 hit at best for the handgun. I have to kill this Crimson Head. It's got to get out of here. And again, I know that one guy will get on Kenneth's space, but he'll be able to take care of it, right? Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Fantastic. I love these red dice. These red dice are amazing. Blew me away he goes, which is amazing. Just wait till you get something that rolls multiple red dice. All right, so you're going to move over here. Chris is going to pretty much run of sorts. What is it? There's a door that's supposed to be somewhere up here. Hold on 1 second. Let me look at something. Wait. Sorry, all the movement and everything. I completely forgot about the door. That's right there. Not that it matters because I closed the door up top anyway. So this zombie right here never even reacted. There is a reaction from the zombie over to the side, which again, you can't see, but it's over there anyway. That guy moved on to Kenneth. That was 1. We're going to go 2, 3, 4. And at the beginning of Chris's next turn, he's going to shut this door. And then I want to get that A item. I'm like right so close. I may just go and pick it up and see if it's kerosene fuel. Because if it is, that's great. If not, then whatever it is pretty much dropped on the spot. At least I think that's how that goes. I'm going to have to double check really quickly. Flickering Lights. Place this card next to the active character. Remains in play for the rest of the scenario. If a character on this tile makes a successful attack, they must re-roll the attack. So in this spot that I am in, I have to re-roll attacks. That is terrible. I mean, I killed the one, which is great. I got to go and bring the fight to the dogs then. Oh, boy. Again, I don't have anything to represent that there, but it is what it is. All right, Kenneth. My main man here, whatever. Stabby stab time. Take your knife. No, take your flamethrower. Yeah, take your flamethrower. Burn this guy to the crisp. And then we'll just kind of make our way around or something, I guess. Flamethrowers down to 7. Should be a pretty easy kill. Or at least we got something out of it, which is good. I'm not sure where to go with this situation because we're killing the things, which is great. but we need to get things a little bit more efficient in terms of where our characters are moving. And Kenneth doesn't need to re-roll just because he is not on the same tile that Chris is, but he burns his zombie to a crisp, which is fine by me. So that was action number 1. I do take another thing off of that virulent blood or virulent blood, whatever it is. I got 3 more to get rid of that. Now, Kenneth has a few more turns left. The problem is he's got to go up in here, and if I open up this door to attack the dogs, I have to re-roll everything so long as it's on this tile, the worst tile for it to possibly be on. We'll just move ourselves down. 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty sure that this connects here, so at least then we can kind of swing up around and surprise flank them of sorts, and then we'll just worry about this side of the map for the rest of the game. I'm also going to need to find a typewriter at some point. All clear there, which is good. I mean, I still got quite a bit to go, but still, like, we're burning through this pretty fast. All right, 1 for Chris, 2, 3, and I'm just going to pick up this A item for 4 and see what it is and hope for the best. Come on, kerosene. Come on, kerosene. Come on, kerosene. Shotgun shells. Oh, no, I can use these for the shotgun. So I think what it is I can't actually physically pick it up. Can I pick it up? Am I allowed to pick this up? Should I even have been able to check that A item at all? Because I have no inventory space whatsoever. Guys, just let me know down in the comments below. Now that I play it, I don't even think I should have been able to pick up the A item if I didn't have a possible opening space for anything. But for right now, we're just going to drop the shotgun shells right here. So it's like I found them, I couldn't pick them up. The game's like, nope, whatever. And now they're like on my map of sorts. So I know that they're here for future reference. So that's how I'm playing it right now. I don't know if that's how it is. I actually completely forgot to take a look. All right, Chris, what do we got? We got an all clear, and it is Ken's turn. And as I mentioned, Ken's going to go 1, crack this door open. 2, stepping on in, and we got a spawn point there, and I'm drawing 2, and Ken still has 2 actions in order to take out whatever happens to get on either one of these squares. All right, which the first one is dog, number 4, as I just shuffled that back in. So dog's here, and hey, look, 2 dogs, great, fun. Maybe I'll just stab them both. It'll be easier that way. Jumping in from wherever it is they happen to be. There they are, both dogs right here. I think what I'm going to do is I got to stab them both. So I do have the range of 1, so we'll go after the one on the A item first, and then he'll move into the same space as Ken, and then he'll take another stab. If I fail it, then I'll get hit. But again, I have plenty of healing items, so I'm not really too worried about that. And stabbing requires no ammo, so hooray! That's a complete miss, so that's one bad thing. Both of them are actually now in my space. And you know what? They're both in my space because I missed and they both had a reaction. I'm going to switch tactics. I'm going to use the flamethrower because a flamethrower will actually hit everything in the square that I'm on if I actually get a hit out of this roll, which I got that. That's all I needed. They all have 1 health, 1 shot for the entire square. Okay, that worked out. Okay, so he swung and missed. Then both dogs decided to jump up on him, and he's like, screw that noise. You're already on fire. We're just going to napalm you a little more. Flame, flame, flame for both of them, and away they both go. That's 2 destroyed at least, so that's good. Both of them off, but that is also the end of Ken's turn. Flamethrower is at 6, wrong way, is at 6 shots right now, and is what it is. We took out both of these, which is good. Let's go ahead and draw an all clear. Fine, I guess. Maybe it's not. Still got to get that B item. Working on it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 for Chris. We're just going to make our way out. I'm not sure if I want to go down or to the left or something along that ways, but for right now, we're good where we are. What else is going to happen? What other bad things? No escape. Open the closest non-locked door to the character. Okay, so the dogs are just right there staring at me. That's fun. Great, great, great. Kabooey! And this pops open. Great, so now they're just going to stare right at me. Well, apparently next turn, Chris is just going to use some handgun bullets or something and try to avoid them or whatnot. But for right now, Kenneth's going to go. He's going to spend 1 turn, 1 action closing the door. So this way his actions do not affect the dogs against Chris. Go 2, 3. Let's actually see what this A item is. He has 1 inventory space, so that's good. I swear, watch this be the kerosene. Watch it be the kerosene. Nope, it's a dagger. He's going to give himself a dagger, a defensive item, which he doesn't really need, but at least it'll pull it out of the A items. Still got a lot of stuff here. He's got a full inventory. He needs to get himself to that, what is it, item box and just get rid of some stuff. And then 4, he's going to end his turn, and on his next turn, he's going to open the door, come in here, and populate the area here for the final exploration card. Let's draw his card, and then Chris is just going to do his thing. Here we go, here we go, here we go. All clear. All right, Chris's turn. All right, here we go. This is going to be a little risky, but we're going to try it. We're going to go 1, 2. I'm in the same spot as the dog. So now I'm going to spend 3 bullets and I'm going to fire at him. All right, 3 shots against the dog. This is just going right at him and we get absolutely nothing. So Chris takes a hit, so he's going to take 1 damage, and then the other dog is going to come right onto the next spot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a dice and we're going to take the shotgun, because I'd rather just use that, and try to... The problem is I need to get one of these. I need to get one of these shots in order to kill it. Let's give it a shot. All right, 1, 2, 3. Shotgun blast is just it's a kill. One of them gets killed, but then Chris takes a 2nd damage from the other guy in it. What do I want to do next? Nothing, because that would be the end of my turn, because I went 1, 2. I fired 1, brought that in, did a damage to Chris. I chose not to push it because I'd rather do the shot and the whole thing in order to kill. I did kill one of these guys, which is great, but he still attacked me, and then I'm going to say I pushed him. It doesn't matter, because either way, if I push him over here, he's going to jump back into my space at the end of turn anyway, because that's all 4 for Chris's turn. 1, 2. I did the 3 shots for that. We did do the 1 for the shotgun, which didn't really work out as well as I was hoping it would. And that's pretty much how that's going to be. I need Kenneth to get close to Chris in order to heal him. Oh God, Keeper's Diary. This is the first time I'm actually activating this card since getting it into the game. This card remains in play. The next time a character makes a search action, after the action resolved, they draw an encounter card, then discard this card. Oh, great. So if I search for anything, including a B item, I have to draw an encounter card. That is terrible. Oh no. Chris is in a lot of trouble up there, so Kenneth needs to do something right now. Crack this open for 1, walk on in for 2 like the hero he is. Let's plop in our last exploration card, which is number 4, see how all this turns out, and then see if we can get up to Chris as fast as we can. I hope we can. I assume we can, just based off of where these doors are. Oh boy, dogs, dogs, dogs. 2 of them spawn right there. But you can also see now that there is the shield key door. It is actually what we need in order to open to gain access to the puzzle. And again, we have 2 out of the 3 files for those, tokens right there, for those crest tokens. The files tell us where all of them go. We need the 3rd file in order to figure out, like, just what do we need to push everything. So I got to take care of these dogs, and then that's going to be that. All right, Ken opened for 1. He went through for 2. He's going to go up here for 3. He's going to take his Master of Stabbing stab and go after the dog and kill it with the 1 shot, which is great. So this dog is stabbed and blah, get out of here, you. I already got rid of the virtual, blood, but that's great. Dog moves again. So now it's on the same spot as Ken. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that. Do I flamethrower the dog on his? I don't know. I'll worry about that in his next turn. Okay, here we go. Flip this over for an all clear. Now, Chris needs to figure something out right now. And I think what he's going to do is he's going to take his handgun. He's going to, again, fire 3 shots. So now we're down to 4 in his handgun. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'll double check my math on that later. 4. I always have my stun gun if I need to, but that's okay. Yeah, 3 shots against that dog, maybe pushing him out of the room, and then if worst case scenario, I can always slam the door on his face. We taking him down, or is he still around? Here we go. We took him down. I would have decapitated him too if he was an actual zombie, but he's a dog. Well, he's a zombie dog, so close enough, I guess. Oh, gosh, that's fine by me. Goodbye, pups. Goodbye. So that was one. Do I do this? I'm going to do it. I'm going to open up for two. And I'm just going to say, let's go, Ken. And then say, what is it? 3 more shots? 3 more shots? 3 more shots. Let's do 3 more shots. Again, I may not be the best with my ammo, but I have plenty of handgun bullets in my, item box, and we're going to be hitting the item box soon anyway. Actually, that's a double push right there for it. You know what? I have 1 bullet left and 1 action. No, because I would have pushed it up and around the corner, and that would have given Ken enough room to move. Okay, that's fine. So those 2 bullets would have sent the dog over this way. I may send the dog, it doesn't really matter, because even if I send it to either one of these spots, it doesn't matter, because that was Chris's 4th turn, because he shot, open, shot. Actually, Chris has 1 more turn, technically. What is he going to do? He's going to move over 1, right? No, he's going to move 1 closer to Kenneth, just to be a little bit closer for a... No. We'll go over this way. Yeah, right there. That's going to end Chris's turn. Dog's going to come right here. So we'll draw his tension, and then Ken's going to go. Right here, what do we got? Respite. Place this card next to the active tower with 6 wound tokens on it. If the character begins their tension phase on this tile, they discard... Oh, that's great. All right, so I'm just going to drop these 6 right here. Basically what this is at the end of anybody's turn that's on this tile, instead of drawing a tension card, you take one of these tokens out of it. That's going to be so much better, because once Ken gets up here, which he's going to do on his turn, then he'll be able to heal Chris, and they can use the item box to do all kinds of stuff this way before they head up to get the B item. Kind of refresh themselves in a way. The thing that I wish, though, is that the respite would have been much better here, because I still have to draw attention cards from this, but that's okay. Ken goes 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do a 1. I'm going to use the shield key to open up this door right here. So that's going to be his 2nd action, and I can actually get rid of the key now. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in this room. Get away from me, puppy. You're going to move up here as a reaction. That's okay. And now these 2 are standing next to each other, so we're not going to draw from the tension deck. Whoop, take one of those away. Chris's turn. And with it being the way it is, Ken is actually going to use his double green herb in order to heal Chris for 2. But we do get to keep one of these 2 now because of that of his chemist ability. And I think I'm just going to throw it under here. We're going to have a red, green herb, which is now a true full heal from danger all the way back up to full heal, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of health that'll go up. So now Kenneth actually has 1 room of space of room here, which I think Chris would give him the star. No, that doesn't matter right now. Does it, or should I do? No, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 2, 3, and I'm going to pop this door open for 4, and that's going to be the rest of Chris's turn. We're not going to move up here to the far up, to this spot here for the B item yet. There's a triple draw up there, so we'll worry about that later. So we're going to go ahead and remove one of these tensions. Kenneth's going to go, because remember, I don't have to draw tension so long as I have this pile. 1 to keep the dog there. I'll deal with you later, Fido. 2, 3, and Ken is going to go into the item box and work from there. All right, Ken's pretty much going to dump so much out of his inventory, but he's also going to take as well. The shield and the armor key are both going to go into the item box, both of which I don't know if I'm going to be needing anytime soon, but we're going to keep them in there. We're also going to dump the dagger back in as well in order to be able to have a defensive item. I think I have 1. Yeah, I have 1, so now I have 2 in there. That's great. And then he's going to take out 1 set of handgun bullets to give to Chris a little bit later to refill his handgun in case we need that for anything. We may need it, we may not, but now Ken has 3 open slots of inventory. That's fine. I mean, he needs... All right, yeah, that's good. Yep. I really want to grab those shotgun shells that are on the field, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. So they'll just get reshuffled back into here at the end anyway. Depending on what we pull whenever we go into the next room will be a huge factor on what it is that maybe if I go back into here or something, I don't know. But that was it for Ken. Ken's done. He's going to do this, remove that one. Chris is just going to take a step in for 1, and we have 3 that we need to pull from here. We have a spawn right next to Chris, and then right on the B item. Of course, we need that B item. I think Chris is just going to unload everything, and then Ken's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pick up the B item next turn, and then get out of there. All right, here we go. Draw number 1. Crows. That's actually not so bad. I can deal with that. I can just avoid them. And 2, a corpse. At the end of the active player's tension phase, replace each corpse with a zombie. Okay. All right, I can deal with that. So the crows are right here, and the corpse is actually on the B item right there. And of course, that's going to turn into a zombie at the end of it. 1, 2, burn it for 3. Just use his last kerosene, so that's fine. Get rid of that. And then I'm actually going to go 4. So long as I'm not in the same space as the crows, they're not going to come on me. They're not going to attack me or anything along that way. So that's fine. All it says is I need all of the, paperwork or whatever it is, the files, all 3 files in order to be able to do it. So I think what I'm going to do then is Chris is going to make his way back to the room while Ken goes in here and collects this. Once I have all 3, Chris will be close enough to the room to do something about it. And then Ken could wander around or something. I do need the draw for Chris because he's off of that tile. So, all right, cool. All clear. Sounds good. All right, Ken. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's on the B item right there. So he'll collect that his next turn. Draw again. Shattered glass. Draw an additional tension card. But we're not in that, so I don't have to worry about drawing the Cerberus. During the next player's turn, increase enemy movement by 1. Nothing's really coming at me, so that's fine as well. All right, Chris, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's over here right in front of the door. We know the Cerberus is down here, so we'll deal with that later. Don't have to worry about drawing anything because of the that one card that we pulled here, Respite. Now, Ken is going to pick up for 1. We know what that is. And we're going to go 2, 3, 4 right here. And he'll not have to worry about a tension card either. Oh, I love that card. So now we know that we're grabbing from the B, which we have right here as the sun file. So now we know where the sun crest goes. And between the 2 of them, we now have all of the stuff. They're not next to each other to do any type of training, but that's okay. We know what the file is for moon, sun, and star. I may have Ken go get those shotgun shells while Chris does the puzzle. It's actually not the worst idea. Also thinking about it, I shouldn't even have taken those handgun bullets from here with Kenneth, because what I can do with Chris is this. Kick this open for 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that's going to be the end of his turn. The dog will move up 1. I got to draw a tension card. So we'll do that. Chris got an all clear. He's going to need a lot of all clears. We're also getting really close to the end here. Oh no. Kenneth's going to go 1, 2, 3 and shut this door for 4. Using the last token on that spot so he doesn't actually have to draw anything. Chris is going to go. He's going to shut this for 1. And now let's look at those files. So the moon has to go to the middle. The sun has to go to the bottom left and the star to the upper right. So we did 1. I can do 2. I can push this to an adjacent spot for 3. So the moon file is done. And then I can go to, nothing's saying that they can't share a spot, so I don't see why I can't move things to the same space. Right? Let me just double check. Yeah, nothing says that they can't share a spot with anything else, but I'm going to move over here to the sun crest then. So that's going to be all of Chris's turn for this round. 1, move for 2, push for 3, and then he'll move over to the star and work its way up that way for the next few turns. I took them off of their player mats, but just keep in mind that these 2 spots were the files here for Ken, and this is the one for Chris. They would have been there anyway. So Chris draws Vigor Mortis. Enemies on the same tile as the active character immediately perform a reaction. If there's no enemies, so we draw again. Oh, no. Oh, okay, all clear. Ken's going to forego the shotgun shells and go 1, 2, flamethrower for 3. I meant stabbing it for 3 because that requires no ammunition and a better chance to actually kill it, which is what I do right there. Thank you, Master of Knifing, Ken, and your awesome blade work. Perfect. Gone. Down. And that is the end of Ken's turn. I forgot I should have drawn an encounter card. So I'm going to draw that right there in front of Ken and put a dog right back on the spot. So that would have been the Keeper's Diary that was done. Does that come out? Then discard, discard. So it just goes right there. Okay. But it's still the end of his turn. And it's all clear. He's got to go and like do something with that. Oh no. All right, so I'm going to put the dog, I'll put it on the same space as Ken just to give him like a little bit of pressure next turn. Because I forgot to draw it when it was up here, which should have put a dog up here and like gave them problems or whatever. But Chris's turn right now. He's going to go 1 to push this here, 2, 3 to push the sun here. So that satisfies the sun file condition. That's good. Now I got to get this up there. And so his fourth movement's right there. Okay. So then it's 1, push for 2, 3, push for 4. So he'll be able to do this on his next turn. All right, cool, cool. Man, I should have went for those shotgun shells then. Oh man. Draw an encounter card. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh no, spawn 2 zombies. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I must have triggered something to put zombies into the room. Great. So we got 1 here and 1 over here. Good thing that Ken is going to try to help Chris out, or at least attempt to. So he's going to do another Master of Knifing here on this dog to kill it, and then he'll go into the room and then try to help out Chris from there. Stabby stab time. Here we go. Get the dog out of here. Perfect. Fantastic. Oh, now we got 2 zombies to deal with. It's like a question of, do I go down and open up the, redo the tension deck with the typewriter that's down over here, or do I just attempt to go and save Chris? I'm going to go in and attempt to save Chris, because that was 1 for a kill, 2 to open, 3 to move in, and then I'm going to look at this zombie, and I'm going to blast him with a flamethrower. It's just a better chance in order to get rid of it so I don't have to deal with it. So, kill the zombie, poof. That does 1 damage, which is all I need in order to kill it, but then the other one reacts. So this guy's gone, poof, out of the way he goes, and then this zombie moves in here from the reaction, and then this zombie's actually going to move right on top of Kenneth right there as part of the reaction. So that is the end of Kenneth's turn. He's going to draw. This is very tense. We got to get rid of this guy. It is not all clear. We have to get rid of this zombie. We have to get rid of it. No, we don't. No, we don't, because there's nothing in the rules for this scenario that says to skip step 6, which is a healing step, at the end of the game if we're with a zombie. It just says I can successfully do it. So yeah, 1, pushing for 2. We're on the same space here. 3, pushing for 4. Actually, no, I take that back because I need to be on this space itself in order to activate it to do whatever. It's the enemy's reaction. I think they attack Ken, so Ken would need to make an evasion roll. Ken is at full health, even though I think the last time I was over there, the marker was off, but that's okay. Ken actually dodges it, so that's fine. He dodges the actual attack. I don't think he gets the push. I don't know. I'm going to say he doesn't push. It'll be fine. Worst case scenario, it's just like whatever. All clear. Fun and dandy. Let's have some fun. Let's finish this off with a good stabbing to this zombie. Yeah, look at that. That's the kill right there. So the zombie gets killed. He actually becomes a corpse. So that's fine. 2, 3, using an action 4 in order to trigger the puzzle, and ta-da! We have completed this scenario. What was the C item that we found here? Because we definitely need this. Yeah, our 3rd mask, I think we're at. So something like that. What is this one? This is the death mask. Hold on. Yeah, I think that there should be 1 more mask that we need to get in order to be able to get ourselves to the crypts, which is somewhere within the bottom half of this C deck, which we're almost to the end of anyway. Oh boy. I think now's a good time in order to call it. So yes, we have successfully completed this area. I don't care about the shotgun shells. We'll just toss them back into the A deck. Again, I don't even know if I should be able to pick that up anyway. But unfortunately, we don't have a lot of kerosene for these guys, which is upsetting. But, you know, whatever you're going to do about it, we'll be able to do everything we need to do at the end of the game, refilling and whatnot. So let's head on over first to our meter, and we have now officially gone from level 6 to level 7. We are in the amber, the teeth. Whenever we see anything like that pop up on the cards, we are going to be taking like worse reactions now, or worse things are going to happen to us because we're in this level. There are still ways for us to lower it back down to the green, but they're very few and far between. All right, unfazed checklist. We did the level 1, so we did that. If there are 5 or more corpses, there are not. There's 1, a single corpse right here, and there's 2 zombies wandering around. The next set is if there's 5 or more zombies. So we don't have to increase it by any more. We don't have to add anything else to the tension deck because it's 5 or more corpses or 5 or more zombies. Again, I do my due diligence. I use a lot of ammunition and time, but at least I'm able to keep them off the board so other bad things don't go in. As far as our team goes over here, we have no key items on us, so we don't have to worry about that. This is going to definitely go right into the, item box. We were down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards left in our tension deck. That is terrible. We didn't go through the entire enemy deck either. We had 4 left, but you know, there was bad things there. Let's see. Shotgun ammo goes up by 2. Click, click. Awesome. Grenade launcher ammo goes up by 2 as well. So that's at 6. Flamethrower goes up by 2 to 7. Unfortunately, I can't spend. I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend the kerosene, and we're going to put this up to 10. So now we know that that's full, but now Kenneth is short 1 more kerosene. So he has 1 less kerosene. We have 1 kerosene for Chris. That doesn't refill between rounds. I have to find the kerosene tanks in here. And I think that is it. So normally these 2 guys would go up by 1 from their health, and then I can use herbs and everything. We're all at perfectly fine health. In addition to that, both Brad is at full health now because he would have gained 2 health because of the end of the successful scenario. And Joseph, who actually had 1 health on him, which I didn't realize, is actually up to full health as well. So everybody's at full health, including Barry, who is now in advanced form, which is awesome. Can't wait to see that. The thing is, I'm probably going to keep with these guys for the next scenario. To go through that a little bit more, let's head on over to the main board, add our new room, show off our new star that we got in order to say that we've completed it, and end this entire second floor East B scenario. All right, here's our current layout for the Spencer Mansion, and we have just beaten second floor East B, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, normally if you're playing the regular edition of the game, then this would have only 3 masks that you would need to find. So Crypt A would actually have unlocked by now based off of everything you've gone through. However, because I am using the Into the Darkness and the Bleak Outpost, this is actually from Into the Darkness, I get up here second floor East C. And this is the only one right now that is available to us, which means that's where we're going next. And this, my friends, is going to be our first boss battle of our adventure. I'm very excited. I haven't done a boss battle in this game yet, so I'm kind of curious how it's going to work out. And we're just going to keep thematically going with it. Chris and Ken are here. They're moving themselves over to here. We got a lot of ammo. We're all set up and everything like that. We're going to see what's over here, and we're going to fight with all of our might in order to be able to defeat whatever beast lies within second floor East C. Again, only in the Into the Darkness expansion. Otherwise that, you wouldn't have this. You would just be going right to the crypts. That means in order not to miss any future Resident Evil 10 action with a boss battle or more explorations, because as soon as we find this key, we got lots of things that are going to pop up for us, which is going to be crazy. Which means this C item that we earn here is either going to open up a ton of places or we're going to go to the crypts. It's either one that's going to happen after this fight. But you gotta come and check out this fight. It's gonna be awesome. So that means be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad so you don't miss that or any other fun videos I have them put out for you to enjoy. If you like this video and you wish to support the channel even further, there are ways to do that down in the description section below. YouTube memberships and Patreons in order to get videos early or just a whole bunch of other things. But in all honesty, your view, your likes, your comments about the actual gameplay, how things are going, things that I'm doing, things along that ways, sharing the videos with others, subscribing, and just kind of spreading the great word of Resident Evil 1, the board game, and of course my playthrough of it is more than enough to really just make me happy and excited and continue to push forward. You don't have to wait that long for this because I'm going to be filming it as soon as I'm done filming this. And so we're going to get 2 episodes back to back. We got an exploration one, got a boss battle. It's going to be great. You guys have been amazing. Thank you again so much. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together. Until next time, when we actually take on one of the giant creatures that we're going to find within the Spencer Mansion, you guys take care, and I will see you in the next one. Later, everyone.